Okay, I don't know why the recording stopped partway through, but yeah, so I'll be working to release KFB tomorrow. So are there anything outstanding that people would want to include into the 2.15 release, or any concerns about changes since 2.14? I think we've addressed we've addressed all the blocker issues that have come up, but if there are any more, please let me know. All
Are
right.
you gonna do the release then do the docs?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Then are you gonna cut the release on the GitHub as well?
Yeah, that's the plan, is to do the whole release tomorrow.
Okay.
Yep. All right. If there's no other comments about the 2.15 release, we'll move over to Jeffrey with the ARM update.
Thank you. May I share the screen?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Can you see the screen?
Yep.
So this one is three node cluster. We're running with Ampere Ultra Max, which is based on N1 core. So we build a CPU with 128 cores. And on the Node 3, this one also have a GPU inside. We put the NVIDIA RTX 4000. It's a small form factor, but it still have a lot of core can be using. The main deployment is for deploy Kubeflow. So if you go to Kubeflow here, as you can see, I deploy version based on the manifest on the main branch. I deploy that, and it is working. The minor change is change to the ML meta server I built based on the other open source the gentleman to provide that. So this is not minor different. Other than that, I'm using the Kubeflow 2.14.3 as a demo. And this is a demo unit I'm going to ship out today to the KubeCon, I believe, booth or hotel. I need to figure out what's the best way for delivery. And the other side, I'm making the Kubeflow available with the domain name. I control the domain so I can name it. So it's currently working. Still have some problem with components. I'm still working with Chess to make sure the component can be recompiled and in the for support for with multi-architectural component image. And the notebook is working, so I can connect. This is my first notebook for Hello Kubeflow, and this is working well. And when I do the integration part, and this is something else, I have trouble with the component. So I thinking that it probably is because they're coding the old version SDK, and I might need to change the SDK and upgrade the Python version as well. So it's a ongoing thing. But we have the other server in the OCI, so probably using the OCI cluster to do debugging and make sure the demo working. You're probably interesting. I show you on the other channel. So let me stop sharing on this side. How to stop sharing? Oh, right here. Give me a second. All right. Right here. So currently we have prepared a demo unit. It's called Next Computing Fly Away Kit, which is a 3 server, is a 2 1U server, and have 1 2U server. And the 2U server is with NVIDIA RTX 4000 small form factor. We put 3 server into a luggage, and you probably don't have an idea what the luggage mean. Is mean this side. So the next company really put the server into form factor, which is following the regulation. They can carry the suitcase on the airplane, and on the top is 1U server. And the bottom is a 2U server can put additional storage. And this is in the back, still just look like a rack mount server. And it's very helpful to using that. And usually we showing on the multiple place already. So if you see the ballpark size, the TV screen, you can see the human arms, you can get his dimensions ballpark, right? So that's how they do. And try to do is I also deploy NVIDIA GPU operator on Kubernetes. So this one can see the GPU without any trouble. Chess have problem? A question? You have
I'm muting. Just to give folks context, and I think kind of help with the ask is, so we had a customer or a community member come up to us, come up to a Kubeflow booth in Europe asking about ARM support. And Jeffrey is from Ampere, and they said they're really interested in making sure that we can demonstrate ARM support as a community, as well as help broadcast our messaging if we can do ARM support on-prem. So the whole idea is they're sending us this 2U server so that at the Kubeflow booth, we can show people running Kubeflow pipelines on-prem using ARM-based images, because there's some use cases around even ARM on the edge. So this is like that first step for our community. And then Oracle's also giving us a bunch of credits to do some ARM development as a community. That's where the whole OCI cluster comes from. So that's a great way to get us more maybe ARM development internal to the company, or to not the company, the community, right? Like how can we get more people that are invested in ARM help us with KFP? As well as then if they're broadcasting, hey, we have ARM boxes at the Kubeflow booth, get more people to come to the Kubeflow booth, maybe get more contributors, bring more life to the project, etc. I think the ask that Jeffrey's getting to is he's run into some snags, and what's the status on ARM support? And then what can we do to get it as part of the reoccurring builds, so that for the website, we can say officially ARM supported with Kubeflow, and then we can have a slide at KubeCon saying coming soon, ARM support, and then have this demo box saying, hey, here's where it is today. We're just working on integrating it into the project. If that makes sense. The kind of the crash course of the last like couple months.
Yeah,
Thank you, Chad.
absolutely. Yeah, happy to look at some of the snags you're encountering. And I think really just updating the GitHub workflows that build the images to also build for ARM architecture. I think that's pretty much it. As long as the Docker files are working, I think all the changes that Jeffrey suggested in a PR for it have been merged, if I'm not mistaken. So it might just be the GitHub workflows that need adjustment. And if we get that, I guess within the next day or so, it could be part of the 2.15 release, as long as the images build just fine. So
Yeah,
So-
that would be great.
So Jeffrey, you have working images, right? We just need to get them as part of the builds. You just need to push them.
I have
And
a
you just need some
working
guidance.
the current issue is I believe the community have a rule. They need to build everything in the GitHub, right? So that's something else we need to follow that. The first one we need to do is try to using the GitHub workflow to build the image and the push to the GitHub. So I think that's a perfect circle people suggest. I need to follow that. I just don't know how can we making the last step complete.
Yeah. We just want to make sure we know how to contribute it properly. We might need someone to kind of Sherpa us into having to do this so that it gets into the release properly versus just being some Docker files out in the wild.
yeah, I think they're the same Docker files. We just need to build them for ARM as well as part of the release. And then as long as we're pushing a manifest list, like that should be fine. Because then we'll just have our AMD 64 and the ARM images. So I don't see a problem with that.
Is
I
that
believe
process documented anywhere? Or just how do we contribute that?
I'll just link the workflows in the meeting
Perfect.
doc. And you guys can take a look. And we can also keep talking about it in Slack. So there's the release image builds. But then we also build images and push on for the developers branch. I think it's on the master tag. We'd want to update all of those to also push ARM support. And I think, Matt, do we want it in CI? I'm fine if it's just pushing to master.
Yeah, I don't think we need it on PRs.
Yeah.
Just on pushes, I think.
Is
Yeah.
that possible to do the backward compatible? So for example, 2.14.3, I think that can be a good one because some people still using the old manifest. If you have a one on node adding to the pipeline, adding to the cluster, then they definitely need image. How do you think?
Sorry, I didn't get the question. Can you repeat it?
Can you pipe into an old Kubeflow pipeline image to making the 2.14.3? Those images are supporting architecture.
Oh, you're asking to backport these?
Yep.
I think we'd have to do another release, like a patch release. And I don't necessarily have capacity to do that this week, but maybe someone else can. Because we can't just like, well, I don't want to just like override the existing tags with like a manifest list that points to both images. So we'd have to do a new Z release.
Understand. Okay.
What's the requirement on the old releases? Is it just so that like users on old releases have the support, or is there like another reason? Are we demoing on older KFP releases? And
This is basically because the current manifest on the main branch is using 2.14.3, and you have to wait for your 2.15 release. Then that sequence will be changed per long, right? So if I wish can make in the same branch, same version, so you can make sure the manifest can be supported properly.
okay, let's first get the workflows updated and see what the diff is like. I think for a patch release, we would just need to update the manifests with the yeah. Let's first get the change into pushing the developers branch, and for if we can get in for 2.15, that'd be nice. So like we want to cut 2.15 tomorrow. So that might be cutting it close, but if we can get it by, I mean, we could push it. I don't know, Matt, what's your thought on it? Like we can push it like a day or so,
Yeah.
unless you're like,
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it'd be very hard to do the GitHub workflow.
Mhm.
So if either of you have capacity, I'll be able to review the PR.
yeah. I think they're both using the same action, so I think you might just be build and push. So you would have to update one action, I think.
Yeah, just use an AI code editor. It'll know what to do.
I guess the greater question then is, if you guys cut this to what's tomorrow's Thursday? Where are we? Friday.
Yeah.
Do you think then we've got Kubeflow Summit? The box won't need to be ready by Kubeflow Summit, but then we'll have it at KubeCon NA. We'll have the box ready. What's the anticipated level of effort going from 2.14 to 15? I mean, we're not doing anything crazy for pipelines. Do you think there's gonna be much breaking, or is it just a matter of grabbing the new image on the manifest?
It should be just new image. The one caveat I will say is that we're switching the default from MinIO to Seaweed FS if you're using our like bundled object store solution. So you just have to deploy using different like the MinIO specific manifests. If you want to do an upgrade, if you're starting from fresh, it doesn't matter.
That's a good call out. Jeffrey, are you using Seaweed or are you using a MinIO on that cluster?
believe I'm using both. But I don't know which. I see both of them showing on the container list. So
That just sounds like growing pains, shifting from one to the other. I think I've seen that too when I was doing deployments. I was like, what? There's 7 of them. Okay. Well, we can take a look at that, but if that's the only issue, the CVFS versus MinIO, that should just be a matter of pointing Kubeflow pipelines to the right store, right, for marshaling.
Yeah, and we have the manifest for both. It's just that the default one is CWFS now. So if you just point to the MinIO manifest, it'll just upgrade it to 215 with still MinIO.
Okay, so the action that I linked in the docs, sorry, the reusable workflow has a step, and I'll also link the docs. It should be pretty trivial to update it as long as the image is built fine. I'm also linking the docs. It should probably be like a 1-line change. So give that a shot. And well, since we're not adding it in CI, Matt, then like how do we verify the PR?
Yeah, maybe we could have it in CI. I just don't want to run all the existing tests also on ARM, but just making sure the images build, I think is
Okay.
very reasonable for CI.
Oh.
I think the only thing I'm a little bit worried about is like we have to push as a manifest list, and I don't know if that build push action GitHub action that we're using would support that, because it seems like it's like a 1-to-1 mapping of build image and push. So that's the only thing that may trip us up, but otherwise I think it should be trivial. Also, we don't really need to use that Docker build push action. We could, I don't think there's a particular technical reason for using it other than convenience.
Yeah, we can also just do a regular manual if you need to.
Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, and if there's additional like CI work that we eventually want to build in there, that's something we can also take notes of. And as we announce better ARM support, we can have a call to action for hey, whoever wants to help us. And we also ARM runners, so if we want to build, on OCI with the native architecture, we can look into that as well. I know that we have credits for those. So this is really just step 1. So whatever we can do.
Yeah, so if we can
good.
get the workflow updated and a CI that will do the build for multi-platform, so that will make it easy for us to just review and make sure it works, and we'll be happy to merge it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And yeah, if you get the PR up, just ping Humair and I directly in Slack, and one of us will take a look.
Perfect. Appreciate it. I feel like we've taken enough time out of your community call, but this was great. Thanks.
No, we appreciate it. Appreciate the publicity, appreciate all the effort. So thank you. All right, next is Alyssa has a topic on the KEP she wrote. Did you want to share screen, or do you want me to share screen of the doc, the agenda doc? Oh, I think it's using the wrong microphone. Very quiet.
How about now?
Yes.
All right. Oh yeah, you can go ahead and share screen. It's more of just a quick note on the KEP that I wrote. Yep, so I just wanted to add that I've written up a KEP for supporting literal typed input parameters at the pipeline and component level to allow for the user to specify a set of particular allowed inputs. The KEP is linked in the agenda and it's currently open for review if anyone's interested in taking a look.
Yeah, to provide context, it'll allow us to have like pipeline input parameters in the UI via dropdown, and you can just select an option from there. which will be really nice user experience improvement. Also, you get some upfront validation at pipeline compile time, pipeline run submission time as well. So it's a great proposal. I encourage people to take a look. This came from a GitHub issue from the community asking for this. Not sure if that was linked here.
Yeah, it should be
Yeah.
linked.
Yeah, so four thumbs up, 4 hearts. So decently requested feature, and I think it'll be really nice improvement. So thanks for writing the doc, Alyssa.
Is this just the does it include the UI update? Oh yeah, it does. Okay, I see it. Nice.
Chase?
This is a new KP, new cap.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I raised it last week.
Has it been shared out with the community? Was there like a Kubeflow discussed yet on this? Just to pull everyone in.
We haven't been necessarily, well, I don't know, Alyssa, did you mention it on our Slack channel? I think that's the most publicity we've done in the past on it, since it's a pipeline specific KEP,
Okay.
and not like a Kubeflow community wide one.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and upload it to the KFP channel.
Yep.
Sweet. Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted us. I have the secret keys to the socials, so I didn't know if you wanted us to go try to drive more people to comment on it or anything.
Oh no. I think like generally if a KEP is like impacting other components in Kubeflow, then we usually like would prefer that kind of publicity. This is pretty like confined to KFP. So I think KFP channel is probably sufficient.
Perfect. You learn something every day. Awesome.
All right. The last topic is just an announcement that the KEP that I wrote and presented to the Kubeflow community on having a separate components repo for reusable components and pipelines, both Kubeflow managed ones and third-party ones. That KEP has been accepted and the repo has been created. Let me just pull that up. So some folks at Red Hat have a lot of capacity to work on this over the next few weeks. And so I think we'll make really good progress on getting this all set up and bootstrapped and ready to have components in the main KFP repo, start migrating, hopefully within a few weeks. So that's an FYI for anyone that maintains a component in here. Humair?
Yeah, 2 things. One, we should probably notify Chen so that they get ample amount of time to migrate the Google components. 2, once we have like I don't know if you want to wait until we have an example. Maybe, but like once we have an example on there, we should also link it in the KFP README.
Yeah.
I think we started linking it already, but yeah.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, we'll definitely want to link it from the website as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, once we have the repo structure in place, I think we'll start notifying some folks to start migrating, mass emails, I guess. Okay, any other topics before we drop? All right. Thanks everyone for joining. Good luck on the ARM builds. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Yes.